What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of UGUE Brothers Vlogs, and this is Savage Kitchen. Guys, I have an awesome recipe in this video. I cannot wait to show you, but first things first, man, if you're gonna eat good, you gotta earn it. So Joe and I are going out. We are going to get a workout in. We're gonna go beast mode. Alright, I'm gonna roll that footage in 3, 2, 1.
What a big mistake. But for a while I thought that I wouldn't break. I need something else to clear my head, someone to tell me how to live instead. Just open your eyes and take my advice. Stop rolling the dice and just compromise. It's the chance of your life. I don't even care if my soul is gone. So many words that I should have said, not concerned about how to live instead. Just open your eyes and take my advice. Stop rolling the dice and just compromise. It's the chance of your life. Okay, try to be brave. You have so much to save. Take control of your own life. Right now, every mistake makes you feel like a fake. Take control of your own life. Nothing in life is good. Tired and misunderstood. I would fight if I could, if I believed I should. Okay, try to be brave. You have so much to say. Take control of your own life. Okay, try to be brave. You have so much to say. Take control of your own life. Right now, every mistake makes you feel like a fake. Take control of your own life.
Boom! Alright, guys, that is it for the workout, man. Just got back a little while from the workout session. Took a little time to start working on this video, and now I'm sitting out in my back porch by the pool, just enjoying the beautiful spring night air, just getting my head on straight, relaxing, and getting ready to make this banging recipe. I'm so excited about this recipe, man. I actually tried this a couple weeks ago, and since then I've been just waiting for the day to shoot this video. I had posted some pictures already, mentioned this on some live streams, and I know you guys, a lot of you guys out there who like the Savage Kitchen program, I've been really waiting for this recipe as well, guys. So I'm making cracked chicken. This recipe is super easy to make. A lot of steps, but they're all easy. Nothing crazy. And there's so many ways you can actually make this particular recipe. You could serve it different ways. You could cook it in the Instant Pot, Ninja Foodie, slow cooker. I just opted to go ahead and just do it regular in the oven for a lot of you guys who do not have the Ninja Foodie or an Instant Pot or anything like that. This recipe is a keto-friendly recipe, meaning there's no carbs with it. There's no carbs served with the recipe, and there's only about 2 carbs in the actual chicken itself. I'm not really on keto. I just found this particular recipe and it happened to be keto friendly. So that's the only reason I'm really making this recipe. I know a lot of you guys out there are keto or looking to do keto, and this is a great way to have something incredibly delicious and still fit that program if you're on it. Because yes, food is to feed the machine. It's to get your nutrition, your vitamins, all that good stuff, but it doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be dull. You can still work that diet and feed your family and have big old smiles on their faces when you serve it to them. I mean, this dish is so damn good. It is so good. It is so important. Joe and I have been burning the candle at both ends for weeks now to keep things going. We also had the move situation to deal with, and still having to continue content on both channels and keep everything burning up strong. Plus we have a lot of business things that we need to get done to have a successful business on the back end. So we have to start building that infrastructure, which we've sort of not been doing for a long time because we've had to focus on building the channel itself. But now it's time to sort of get a lot more professional. So we're setting up the office, getting everything streamlined, starting to think about future goals, future travel plans when all this sort of passes. And it's been freaking crazy. So for the last couple days, sort of been just kind of relaxing, taking time for myself just to sort of unwind, regroup mentally. And now I'm super motivated to start putting out more content on both videos. I think sometimes you do need to step back, have that time to rest and recover. Otherwise, this starts really becoming, a strain, a stressor in my life, and that's not what this is meant to be. Of course, we want this to be a successful business, and that does come with a certain amount of stress to it, but this is our passion, this is our love, We want to make sure that it's a situation where we don't actually have to really work a day at our lives, because we love this so much. We're just having fun. So it's kind of one of those things. Hey, Kitty says hi. For some reason, every single time I turn on this camera and I'm ready to film at the house, she has to come and make an appearance. She'll be gone somewhere for hours, not doing anything. I won't hear a peep from her, and then as soon as I turn the camera on, she'll find her way over here to make an appearance. But anyway, I am definitely going to get going. I hope all of you guys are finding yourselves strong, healthy, happy. I know this has been a long time since we've all sort of been in this weird time frame we're all in. But the thing is, we're all in this together, and we're going to get through this together, and this will all pass, and we will get back to normal life again. So we have to be ready. I've said this time and time and again. We have to utilize this time wisely. Turn it from an inconvenience to a gift. Continue to better ourselves. Continue to strengthen our minds and our bodies and our spirits. Take this time to do things you wouldn't otherwise have time to do. Learn languages, learn a new skill, start something, maybe plan future goals, things like that. I mean, this is great time to do that because you have an abundance, and time is one of those things you can't buy, sell, or trade. You'll never get more of it. Once it's gone, it never comes back, and you got to use it wisely. And now is a great time. We've sort of been provided a gift, although we didn't ask for it. It is a gift. This is time that we can better our lives. We can continue to step to a point we are free, or we are actually living and not just being alive, not just running around like a zombie till one day we might, retire and then maybe have some time for ourselves. We have time to start making moves to get where we really want to be so we can be happy. So super important. And I think one thing we've all learned from all this is the importance of the world around us, the importance of human connection, the importance of family, the importance of friends, all of this that we sort of cast off, or just sort of downgraded the value of, because we've become so shallow-minded and focused in our daily routines, and and I think this has sort of shown a lot of people that we really need to revert back, actually start living our lives. So anyway, I didn't intend to start rambling on about stuff, but it just kind of popped in my head. Anyway, guys, I am starving. My mouth is watering just thinking about this recipe, so I'm going to get cooking. So get ready. Let's do it. All right, guys, so I'm super excited about this recipe. It's been so long since I've done a cooking video. I was really stoked to get this recipe out, and I actually put out a lot of promotion on this for good reason, because this is amazing. First and foremost, it's called crack chicken. It's called crack chicken because it's so addictive. It's like crack. But do not experiment. Do not test that theory. Just take my word for it. Anyway, real simple, easy, cheap, inexpensive ingredients. So first thing I'm going to do is actually make up the cream cheese spread that goes on top of the chicken before you bake it. Super easy to make. Couple ways you could do this. You can buy a ranch seasoning packet. I elected to just bake it homemade because it's really easy. I just took some green onion. You can also use chives. You don't have to use green onion. I like the green onion better, so I use green onion. Pick you up some fresh dill. Pick all the little sprinkly bits off and give it a nice little fine chop. Take you a full container of cream cheese. You can use low-fat cream cheese. It doesn't really matter. It's really up to you what your dietary needs are. I use full-fat, regular old cream cheese, and I use one full container. You're not going to need a full container for 3 chicken breasts. Just really depends on how much you really are making. If you're making more, you're going to need more. If you're making less, you'll need less. In this case, I actually had extra, and I actually use that for a dip. You can use it on crackers. It's actually really awesome. But real simple ingredients. All you need is cream cheese, onion powder, and garlic powder, the green onion, and the dill. And that'll get you that really rich sort of ranch flavor that they're so famous for. I used roasted garlic powder because it's really good, but you can use any sort of garlic powder you want. You may even be able to get away with some fresh garlic. Just mess around with it, play with it, make it yours. This is just how I did it. You are going to want to do basically just a few of the dill sprigs. It is pretty strong, so you don't want to use a ton of it. But as always, I've always said, for any sort of sauces or spreads, just make sure you taste it to make sure it's to your liking, to your specifications. And basically what I did, I used a full bunch of the green onion. I only used half inside the spread. The rest will be your garnish on top of the dish when you are done. So just give it a nice solid stir. Make sure it's all mixed together. It does take a little bit. Get in there, get rough with it, and mix it up. Again, make sure you do taste it. That's very important. Anytime you're making a sauce, a marinade, a spread, make sure you do taste it in case it needs more of something, because this is to your taste specifications. In my case, I needed a little bit more garlic, so I added a little bit more garlic. Gave it a nice little extra mix. Tried it again, and it was perfect. I had already done this dish before, so I had experience doing it, but this time was even better. So it's very important you do taste everything, and just throw that in the fridge. Easy. Throw that in the fridge. Now you're going to get everything ready. Now, it is important to go ahead and do your bacon. Get that done first. I had already done mine. I just went ahead and did it in the oven. You could do it in the microwave. You could chop it up, do it in the pan. You can do it in a Instapot or an air fryer. Doesn't really matter. It's up to you. Just go ahead and make your bacon, and make it up to you. As long as it's crispy, it's really to your liking. I like to have mine a little bit overcharred, which is why mine's a little bit more burnt. But it's really up to you. As long as it's crispy, it's perfect. You are going to want to chop that up later. So just basically set that bacon aside like I have here. Now, I use 3 chicken breasts. You could use 3 to 4 in this recipe. You can actually do more. I did make more before, but I only needed this much. And you are going to want to take your chicken breast and tenderize it. Make sure it's flat. You want about an inch, a half inch to an inch in thickness. I didn't have a tenderizer, so I just used a rolling pin with some extra tin foil and just mash it down really nice. Now, as far as the seasoning goes on the chicken, you don't really need too much. Just salt, pepper, and I used smoked paprika. You can use any kind of paprika you want. Paprika is great on poultry. It's one of my favorite seasonings. I go through multiple bottles every month or so. So I use it a ton for a ton of recipes, but this is actually just perfect. Just give a nice thick sort of spread. Easy on the salt, because you got to understand you are going to get a little bit of that salt flavor from the cheese, things like that. So you don't need a ton here. Just easy on the salt, but heavy on the pepper, heavy on the paprika. Make sure you get both sides thoroughly coated, just like you see here, and just rub it in. And there you go. And then you're going to go ahead and set that aside, because what we're going to do now is we're actually going to sear that flavor in, make a really nice crust. Now, by the way, I actually use this made for TV copper pan. I forgot I even had this thing. I got it for Christmas from my grandmother. It's a made for TV pan, and it is amazing. It is so good. You can't get anything to stick to this stinking thing. It's wild. So definitely worth picking up one of these things. I use it all the time now. It's fantastic. Even for high temperature stuff just like this. If you don't have this, you can use cast iron pan or any sort of high temperature pan, but I use this, and this was fantastic. So all you're going to want to do is put a little bit of you can use vegetable oil, olive oil. I used olive oil here, and then you're going to mix in some of that bacon juice, that bacon grease left over into your oil. That's going to help flavor the chicken. That's where most of the flavor is going to come from. Ideally, if you're going to use the pan to cook your bacon first, you'll have a lot more available to you. That's typically what this recipe calls for. I just did it a different way just to make it mine. But that bacon grease is going to add so much flavor into the chicken. Just sear both sides, about 2 minutes per side. Just get that nice, just solid crust, and it's really up to you how you want it to look. But again, I like mine a little darker, so I did about 2 minutes, a minute and a half to 2 minutes per side, depending on the overall thickness of the chicken breast. You may need to do it in different batches, depending on the size of your pan. In this case, I had one very, very large chicken breast for some reason, and then 2 just regular sized chicken breasts. So I had to do one on its own first, and then I had to do the other 2, which I did in the pan together. And just make sure you get in there once you do a chicken. If you are doing multiple batches, just get in there and clean your pan. Make sure you don't get that real burnt flavor in your oil, because that actually adds to the flavor of the chicken, and it just doesn't taste that great. So in between batches, you always want to make sure you use fresh oil. And just like if you're frying something just like normal, you do want to change your oil and be very, very careful. Make sure you do start from one end and lay it flat against the pan. That way you don't splash oil all over yourself, because that doesn't feel good. It does not feel good to get burnt with really, really hot oil. So I did this about medium high to medium heat, just again for about a minute and a half to 2 minutes. Give it a flip, make sure it's evenly charred on both sides, and that's going to sear in all that wonderful flavor. It's going to soak in all that wonderful bacon flavor from the oil. Look how beautiful that looks. I wish you can smell this right now. I wish you could smell it. Oh, it is absolutely to die for. I mean, as you're doing this, you just want to eat it right there. It's just so good. Smells of just seared, seasoned chicken and that bacon. Ugh. And as you see here, I put my chicken on a greased baking pan. Cookie sheet. You could use a baking dish as well. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Cooking temps are going to be about the same. Just whatever you have. I used a cookie sheet with some tin foil, greased it just to make sure nothing sticks. Then I went ahead and gave my bacon a nice chop. Nice, doesn't need to be real fine, just nice good chunks. And you can start to spread the goodies on your chicken breast. Now, basically it's typically about a tablespoon, a hefty tablespoon per. Depending on the size of the breast, you may need a little more, and then you just want to go ahead and work that in. Now, to make it a little bit easier, you can stick that spread in the microwave for a couple seconds just to sort of loosen it up a little bit. Otherwise, it's kind of a pain. As you see here, I'm sort of struggling to get it spread. But once you get that spread nice and thick, just like that, you don't need to it doesn't need to be piled high. About a 1/4 inch thickness, doesn't need to be a lot, just a nice solid spread so it's covering everything. Once you do that, go ahead and grab basically half your bacon and then just start spreading that across all of your chicken. That's going to be your next layer. So just a good solid amount of the bacon. So about half total of your bacon, depending on how much bacon you actually make. Now, I used Applewood smoked. You can use thick cut. You can use whatever bacon you might like just to add whatever flavors you're looking for. I just used some Applewood smoked bacon, regular standard bacon, but thick cut would be good. Any sort of flavor motif you're looking for would be awesome. I mean, bacon in general is just banging good. It's so stinking delicious. So just nice, evenly spread across. Make sure you get all the little ends. That way each little bite has a little bit of that bacon in there, a little bit of that cream cheese spread in there, and then you're going to top it with whatever cheese you like. Now, this particular recipe called for mixed cheddar, so white cheddar, yellow cheddar. You can use cheddar if you want. It doesn't matter. It's really whatever you liked. I chose to use Kobe Jack. You could use pepper jack. You can use a mix of cheeses. It doesn't really matter. It's just whatever you like. I just picked up Kobe Jack because in this case, I tried it with Kobe Jack before, and it's really delicious. I happen to enjoy Kobe Jack cheese, so it's really up to you. But if you wanted it a little bit spicier, you can add pepper jack in there. Just get creative with it. Just nice shredded cheese, thorough coating on all the chicken breasts. And once you get a thorough coating on all of them, then you can go ahead and press it down into that spread. And that's going to make everything stick in there. And then you're going to finish it off, topping it with a final layer of bacon. So basically, chicken breast, the spread, bacon, cheese, more bacon. I mean, that's a recipe for heaven right there. I mean, it's banging good. Now, this particular dish is keto friendly, but it's obviously high in fat. So just be warned, it is high in fat. That's why it is keto friendly. You can choose to make this less fat by using lower fat cream cheese, lower fat cheeses. You can use, whatever you want. Just get creative with it. Do on your own what you want to do for your own dietary needs as well as your own palate. But this right now, it was so stinking good. So stinking good. Look how beautiful that looks. Look how beautiful that looks. You just want to eat it right then and there. Just don't, because it's not cooked yet. Just control yourself. Control yourself. I mean, look at it. It's a piece of art. It's a piece of art. Absolutely beautiful. Now, you want to preheat your oven about 400 degrees. Once that's done, you can go ahead and put it in there. 400 degrees in the oven for at least 15 minutes. I would say between 15 and 25 minutes, depending on the overall thickness of the chicken breast, whether or not you used a baking dish rather than a cookie sheet, as well as how many chicken breasts you're actually doing at one time will impact that. Now, this is chicken, so you always want to be careful and use a meat thermometer to check the cook temperature. Chicken breast, or any really chicken at all, has to be about 165 degrees to be considered done. 165 degrees, you're good to go. Just make sure you check it. I'm just using a simple digital. Poke it in the thickest part of the largest chicken breast and check it. And here we go. Here is the final product when it's all done, cooked to temp, cooked all the way, and look at that melty, cheesy goodness over the top. And then just sprinkle the rest of your green onions on top as a garnish. That adds so much flavor to this whole thing. I mean, this thing is just layers and levels of flavor. Let me tell you, it's pretty stinking incredible. I had been looking at cracked chicken recipes for a while. I did want to try it for a long time. I just never had done it. And there's so many ways you could do it. I mean, you could do this in the crock pot. You could do this in the foodie. You could do this in the oven like I did it. You could do it with dark meat chicken, white meat chicken, so many different ways. Now, I kept to the keto recipe. I did serve it with broccoli, some vegetables. A lot of times this is served with rice. It's really up to you. Whatever your dietary and nutritional needs are, serve it as such. But look at that. Absolutely perfect. 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 Now, like I said, I had made this before and it was fantastic. It was great. It was wonderful. Delicious. Boom. Beast mode. But this time was the best. I don't know what I did this time. I just got the flavors just right. And it was absolutely wonderful. Look how beautiful that is. Just layers of that cheese and the bacon and because that cream cheese spread sort of melts down underneath that sort of layer of cheese, gets sucked into that chicken. All that flavor just gets absorbed by that chicken. It is wonderful. Even people who do not like chicken breast will love this recipe. It is banging good. Banging good. I gotta try it a second time just to check, just to make sure. Gotta try it a second time. Look at that. Whew. Damn. That is good. All right, so that is the video, guys. That is the recipe. This is really, really inexpensive, really easy, and so amazingly delicious. You gotta try this. Gotta experiment with it. Gotta make it yours, guys. Get savage in the kitchen. Do it, guys. Do it. Boom. Alrighty, guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed making this one. Tons more stuff coming down the pipeline on the vlog channel. I am thinking about some more recipes for the Savage Kitchen program on this channel as well. I'm thinking I might do like a slow cooker thing next video. I'm not real sure. I know it's been a while since I've done a slow cooker recipe, so I don't know. I may do a Ninja Foodie recipe too. So anyway, lots more coming down the pipeline on both channels. So be freaking ready. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for your support. Always comment, like, subscribe. It helps us out to throw that thumbs up on the videos. Gets us in the algorithm. Make sure our videos continue to be watched. If you're interested in any merchandise, of course, go to UGUEbrothers.com, or you can go to Teespring, which is actually also on our store section on our main channel at Urban Ghost Urban Exploration. So lots of stuff available to you guys. If you're interested in a Cameo, please check us out at cameo.com, or you can always download the Cameo app on your smartphone. Request a personalized video for you or someone you know. It's really cool. We take pride in that. We have a lot of fun doing that, and it is a personal video that you or someone you know gets to actually keep. So it's pretty freaking cool. Anyway, guys, till next time, much love to you. Peace.